Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chakras and Cusswords podcast. My name is Katherine, and I am your host. And today we are going to talk about the new moon in Cancer that is occurring on July 5th, 2024 at 3:57 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is occurring at 14 degrees in the sign of Cancer because we are currently in Cancer season. For those who are interested, I am recording on July 4th, 9:34 a.m., and it is the 4th of July here in the US. So it's definitely a time of independence, freedom, and all that area of sovereignty and clairvoyance and that energy of letting your intuition speak to you, letting the mind make its own decisions, and living in an area of beauty that feels aligned in your own independence, whatever that independence means to you, right? So let's get into the reading. I do want to share a little quote that I found today as I was scrolling Pinterest, one of my favorite sites, as I make some areas of memes and celebration for the new moon in Cancer and also for the 4th of July. I was scrolling on Pinterest and I saw this quote, and it says basically, the other side of fear lies freedom. I said, wow, that is so interesting. And it makes so much sense that many of us are structured around fear. Subconsciously, fear comes to us. You know, we don't necessarily know that we're being fear-mongered at the right time. You know, there's definitely situations that we are knowledgeable about, and there's definitely areas that we have to learn from, and there's definitely times that we should be fearful. Fearful is an emotion, it is an energy, but we don't want to be living in the constant place of fear. And on the other side of living on that fear comes the energy of freedom. So we should choose to live more aligned in the energy of freedom versus the energy of fear. And I think that is, in all honesty, when we look at the Cancer zodiac and we look at that energy of freedom versus fear, the energy of it all happening kind of right around the USA's birthday. You know, I know here in America we could get a bad rap, y'all. But sometimes that freedom is one of the things that does keep us who we are. Like, I think about some of the stuff that happens in other countries, some of the things that happens with censorship. And yes, I know many people talk about censorship with like social media, and I do think it is present in social media, having this area of censorship where we're not really truly allowed to speak freely, right? But then we have to remember that social media is owned by another entity, another platform. So with every freedom does come some constrictions, and also with all freedom does come responsibilities and areas of community, because what might be freeing to one person might also be pushing somebody else's boundaries. And as a collective, we should really kind of have this fine balance. And I was kind of thinking about it on a broader stance, definitely as we are right here in summer, like the summer solstice era, just kind of transitioning past summer solstice, the area of the feminine, the area of freedom, the area of 4th of July. And I was really kind of like in my feelings about this. Like, are we ever truly free when there's still so much other energetic alignments that push us into other areas of fear? But our most important consciousness is to have that energy of freedom. So let's get into the new moon of Cancer. The new moon in Cancer definitely has an area of emotional renewal. It has that energy of looking at the emotional senses, looking at that energy of emotion, looking at that area of what it means to nurture our inner selves, what it means to develop that space of inner care. Cancer is a water sign. It's ruled by the moon. And when we look at the energy of that zodiac, it governs our home, it governs our family, it governs that home structure. We tend to see it in the chart when the chart is going over that fifth house or going over that Cancer zodiac. We feel that energy kind of pushing towards home. Also, we know that energy of the feminine, of the area of the children as well. A new moon in Cancer brings an opportunity of a fresh start in areas that feel very creative. When I think about the Cancer zodiac, I think it is very mystical. I think it's very magical. It has like this intuitive process that feels so aligned. It feels very nurturing, feels very caring. A Cancer zodiac, when I think of the energy of a Cancer zodiac, it feels like beautiful. It just feels like somebody who wants to take care of you, who wants to help you. And we look at that emotional healing within ourselves. The Cancer new moon encourage us to prioritize ourselves. And I think that's kind of what the Cancer zodiac shows, is that the Cancer zodiac's like doing all the things, taking care of the house, doing all this emotional energy, giving a lot, feeling a lot, taking in a lot, but then sometimes that energy of well-being forgets to acknowledge their own emotions. It forgets to acknowledge their own areas of security, their own energies of safety. The Cancer zodiac is known for kind of having that practice of feeling aligned with helping others. For this energy of healing, we're going to look at the new moon in a place of renewal and also a place of spending time, especially with the element that it's bringing forward, which is water. And the Cancer zodiac is known for being a water sign, almost known as being like that sea goddess, that energy of the crab. And there's strengthening areas when we look at the crab. We have to remember that crab has that hard inner substance of emotional integrity, but it also has a hard structure. The Cancer is deeply connected to family and the home life. So pay close attention to this new moon with reconnecting with certain family members if that's something that you're looking towards. Also, if there's been conflict, we might want to wash that conflict away. We might want to wash that energy away. Also, strengthening your own embrace, strengthening your support system, creating that area that feels harmonious in the home, and also feeling aligned with peace. When I think of the Cancer, it does have that peace. We want to bring in new beginnings, especially as this is a new moon. We do have some planets in retrograde. We have Pluto in retrograde in Aquarius. We also have Neptune retrograde in Pisces, and we have Saturn retrograde in Pisces as well. But this is a time that we're going to want to continue to manifest. You know, there's a lot of times I say, don't let the retrograde stop you from creating intentions. We could still have fruitful outcomes. Of course, with eclipses, we're not going to want to do too much manifesting, not too many strong intentions. But definitely this time, even though we do have some retrogrades, I guess we're going to have an overall 8 planets in retrograde during this summer. I haven't looked at the full alignment that is going to take place, but that's what they're saying in the cosmic streets. So definitely take this time, as we only have Neptune, Saturn, and Pluto in retrograde, to create some areas of intention. The Cancer is known for the intuitive abilities. Like I said, that Cancer feels very psychic. Ooh, and during a new moon, pay attention to your intuitions, to your inner guidance, to your gut feelings, your heart center. Create some insight, create some areas that help you navigate through these challenges, maybe some obstacles. Embracing the vulnerability is something the Cancer does quite well. We're going to want to embrace our vulnerability. Like, being vulnerable is very, it reminds me of somebody who might be a little bit fearful. It might be hard to be vulnerable. That fear comes up, right? letting people see our true selves, allowing others to be open and honest, allowing others to connect on deeper connections in relationships, maybe in business, but it feels vulnerable because you are vulnerable. And there is energy of fear. But remember what happens on the other side of fear lies freedom. So allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, allowing ourselves to take in that emotion is okay with this new moon. Rituals for the new moon in Cancer. When I think of the new moon in Cancer, I automatically think of moon bathing. While yes, the moon rituals do not have that full illumination of a full moon, but it does have that energy of moon bathing, or even more perfect if you could get out to the ocean, if you could get out to the center of maybe the pool outside. Why not? A hot summer swim at night would sound very romantic, would sound very Cancer-y, would sound very feminine. That moon bathing, that ritual bath, whatever you can do, if you can get yourself outside under the new moon's calming energies, because it's not as intense as the full moon, but it is still present. Soaking in that calm energy, that peaceful bliss, and reflecting on your emotions. If you can't get outside to go soak in water or to indulge in water, you can always do something like watering the garden, watering that area and speaking your intentions into the plants, into the land, into the earth. Also, we want to take time to embrace our creative space, our sacred space. So that could be doing a little quiet meditation outside. That could be relaxing and reflecting. Taking time to clear the home is a big one with this new moon. And I will tell you, clearing the home sometimes for me feels like, whoa, whoa, how to come I have so much crap? But this is a good time to do that, to clear away old energies and old energies that are within the home. If that's just something as simple as clearing out your closet, like, okay, am I really going to ever want to wear this dress? Did I really like how this dress looked on me? Not so much. Maybe give it to the Goodwill. Give it to somebody who would be able to wear it. An appreciation of gratitude on the area of giving to the universe, the area of nurturing. If you have a like a private organization, because I know a lot of people speak about like the Goodwill's very profit based, but if you have, but you know, the Goodwill has its practical alliance with helping people. So depending on where you are, there's a lot of places you could donate clothes, household goods. You know, if there's a women's shelter, I know we have one in our community that I sometimes donate to when I don't want to donate to the Goodwill, something that I feel like is going directly to the person. So there's areas that you could look at and maybe give some things to, especially if you are clearing the energy around your home. Decorate. If you can, decorate areas that make you feel comfortable, make you feel sacred in your sacred space. If that's flowers, if that's plants, allowing that energy to come in. Also, this is a good time to write a letter to yourself in that internal process of expressing your areas of intentions, expressing your areas of nurturing yourself, expressing how you're going to create your dreams, expressing what your dreams look like as you're already there, as you're already in the center of success of your intentions. Revisit that energy on the next new moon, which I believe will be in Leo. So definitely look at some areas that you can do almost like a full circle, and you can create areas of intention towards the inner self, and then track your progress by revisiting that area on the second new moon that we have coming up in this summer area, which would be in Leo. So definitely look at that and take some energy and time to write that out. Also, the new moon is beautiful because it lets us look at our inner worlds. It lets us look at that emotional security, and it embraces energy of creating a foundation in areas of transformation, new possibilities, new energy, and new outcomes. So a new moon is always very fun. I decided with this new moon to talk about some of the folklore that comes up with the Cancer zodiac. I know we will be getting into the zodiacs in more depth when I go through the astrology series. I kind of had to take a little bit of a break. These are some of the podcasts that I enjoy recording. The astrology series is definitely fun. I definitely love recording the astrology series. We are going to cover Chiron next, the wounded warrior, and then we will move on to some more zodiac fun. And I think I might do some of the asteroids, some of the little ones. But we'll get into the astrology series later. Let's concentrate on this new moon in Cancer. So some of the Greek mythology, when we think about the Cancer zodiac, we have one of the most populars, the crab and Hercules. So one of the most famous myths related to the Cancer comes from Greek mythology. The story is part of the 12 labors of Hercules. During Hercules' second labor, he was tasked with slaying the multi-headed Hydra, who is a fearsome water spirit. She's a baddie. While Hercules was engaged in the battle with Hydra, Hera, who despised Hercules, she did not like him at all, sent a giant crab called Karkinos to distract him. So while this giant crab was out distracting Hercules, the crab actually then attacked Hercules, pinching his foot, getting him down while he could. Hercules then crushed the crab under the foot. So actually Hercules was the winner in some areas. To the honor of the crab's sacrifice and loyalty, Hera placed it in the sky as it became the constellation of Cancer. So that is where the constellation of the zodiac Cancer all started, by it being very loyal, very dedicated, and Hera showing its gratitude, placing it in the sky. When we look at the Roman mythology of Carcinus, the Roman mythology of the crab is also associated with the story of Hercules, known as Hercules, basically more in the Greek mythology, but in Roman mythology, it's still there as well. The Latin name for the crab is Carcinus, gives rise to the term Cancer. Similar to Greek myth, the crab is immortalized in the stars as a reward for its bravery as aiding Hera, who is also known in, I guess you could say, in Roman mythology as Juno. And remember, we have that little asteroid Juno that pops up a lot in astrology. I speak of Juno quite often. So the story stays the same. The titles are different of the players, of the characters. In Egyptian astrology, there's an ancient Egyptian myth or astrology that the Cancer was associated with the Scarbeb beetle. Scarbeb beetle, the beetle Scarbeb, was symbolized of rebirth, regeneration, and is believed to represent the cycle of life, death, rebirth, embodying the transformative power of the Cancer season, which typically falls during the summer solstice area. So that energy of renewal, of nurturing, really shows up in Egyptian astrology. Native American folklore, indigenous folklore, also speaks of the areas of the Cancer constellation and also the area of the crab. So in some indigenous cultures and Native American tribes, viewed the Cancer constellation as a representation of a turtle rather than a crab, but it is kind of that hard shell, right? The turtles and the crabs both have that hard exterior. The turtles were considered symbols of the Mother Earth, fertility, and protection. This aligns with the Cancer's association with the home. We know, turtles are very sacred. A lot of times, if you see a turtle, please don't touch it. I get so upset when I see these freaking idiots touching turtles, trying to ride them. Like, turtles are sacred creatures. They have areas of protection, fertility, and there's associations with the home, family, and nurturing energy. So if you ever see a turtle in the wild, leave it the fuck alone. Because I will fucking hex your ass. Just saying. Cancer season folklore. When we think of the Cancer season folklore, we think of the Cancer season, which is typically runs from June 21st to June 21st to July 22nd. It's often associated with, of course, the summer solstice, that beautiful summer goddess energy, and it celebrates the various cultures in many traditions. This time is very much marked around festivals, sun, indulging, creativity, and of course, when I think of anything that has to do with the sun, I think of like fruits. I feel like that goddess energy. I feel like being out in abundance. I almost feel like summer, like I feel like there was a part of me that was born in the wrong era. There was a part of me that was born in the wrong generation. Like, I would have been the greatest fucking hippie. Oh my gosh. I would have been like out there, no bra, titties fucking sweating all over the place. And I would have been like enjoying it just fully. I think of like midsummer festivals, the hair is flowing, the flower crowns are out. It just feels like very magical and mystical, and it feels so gorgeous. I think about like the European and also areas of like London, like their areas of summer must feel gorgeous as well, as they're like dancing through like these meadows. Hopefully they don't have allergies. And they are just enjoying life with like bonfires, rituals, harvests. Like, it just feels so intriguing. We have the midsummer festivals in the European traditions. Midsummer around June 24th is celebrated with bonfires, a feast, rituals, harvests, that beautiful energy, and it complements, right, these gatherings, and complements the gatherings of the others. Water rituals are big on Cancer season. I would think water rituals are big mostly for the summer, of course, but also it's big for the energy of the goddess. Water rituals give that energy of the Cancer zodiac, the element of association with water, the water element. In many cultures, the rituals involving water during this time includes purification, entering that clear energy. Remember, I said like back in some of the ancient mythologies, they would gather the virgins. Come with us, beautiful, pure virgin, come with us. And go to the water, as they would soak in the ocean, washing and taking in the purities. These virgins would then be preparing themselves internally, as the energy source of the ocean would clear away any imperfections these beautiful virgins might have and prepare them to meet their husband. As soon their husband would be coming towards them, the energy of the soulmate. We see of these purification rituals, these rites and blessings offered to the water deities, offered to ensure protection and prosperity. We have to remember that with the water is its own entity. I mean, the water is its own energy, the energy of prosperity. So that energy of prosperity, how you speak to yourself when you drink water, how you speak to yourself when you cleanse, is very important. The protective energy of prosperity with the water. The crab itself, when we look at the symbolism of the crab itself, it is centered around protection. Okay, the crab's hard shell, like I spoke of with the turtle, is protective, security, safe. It's known for having that protective nature, that energy of cycles and renewals. The crab is also known for their area of their cycle process. They leave one shell and go to another when it's time to outgrow, right? Shedding their old shells. The crab kind of reminds me of the serpent, of the snake in some ways, leaving that old shell, that old home, and going to a new one. There is something centered around leaving the old energy and going to a new one, especially like it's around homes. Around the mind, around cleansing. This is even seen as the old shell getting too small. Sometimes you have to release that old energy, that small energy, and think a little bit bigger. This is seen as a metaphoric sense as renewal and transformation. These central aspects are very dominant in the Cancer zodiac. So let's get into a little reading, and I will tell you that this reading is done with love, creation, and intuition. I'm going to take a little sip of water, guys, okay? I will be using 2 decks. One of the decks, since it is Cancer season, and I always think of the feminine during Cancer season, I always think about the goddess energy, is the Divine Feminine. It is a oracle deck, and then also I will be using the Crow Tarot. So we will start with the Crow Tarot, and then we will lighten the mood with the Divine Feminine. I will be making a video. I hope to get it out by tonight. So you could watch this on the day of July 5th of the new moon. So I will be trying to get a video out, guys. The videos, let me just shuffle these cards. These videos, I like them, but there's definitely times, I like showing you guys the cards, but there's definitely times where I'm like, oh God, a video, editing, boundaries, responsibilities, and also areas of, intuition. Okay, of knowing what's right for you. So I will be cutting back on some recordings. I always say this, but then I continue to show up. You're like, yeah, right, girl, stop lying. I will be cutting back probably in August and September, or, maybe at least on the readings. We'll see. So first of all, I want to say for the fire signs, because I always start with the fire signs. If you're a Scorpio, Pisces, I'm not Scorpio, Pisces. Okay, well, I'm confused. Okay, let me hold on. I'm having a Biden moment. Okay, recenter, breathe, girl, breathe. Okay. If you are a fire sign, you are an Aries, Leo, and a Sagittarius. I always start with the fire signs, then water signs, then earth signs, and then the air. So that's the normal rotation. Let's get into it. So for the fire signs, this is a good time for you. I feel a lot of journey. I also feel like there's a time that you're going to be centered around the regeneration. I want you to create areas and integrity towards regeneration. I want you to flush it out, flush it all out. This is a good time to clear the old energy, especially with this new moon. Also think about the new possibilities. I want you to look very broad towards the new possibilities. I want you to I feel like there's some traveling going on for the fire signs too. Take that energy in, think broad, clear out the old energy. I also want you to get centered around that area of the feminine, of body positivity. Body positivity, body confidence sometimes can feel very, very difficult. I know this. I'm somebody who goes through these same struggles, okay? So body positivity, body confidence, body love, some love magic. If we can get some love magic going on this new moon, do it. Also, I want you to know that I love every inch of my body, and I love the woman in my life fiercely. Love ourselves. Love ourselves. This could be some mirror magic. This could also be some rituals where we're speaking those intentions into the internal once again, into the body once again, creating new intentions towards health, fitness, body confidence. It's a struggle. It is a struggle. I know of the obstacles. Tune in to the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra, and also the heart chakra, centered on self. Internal space of self this time. So for the fire signs, it's about transformation. It's about moving forward. It's about areas of shedding those old wings, shedding that old shell, shedding that old skin, and then bringing in the body confidence. Okay. This reading will go a little fast, I don't want to make the podcast too long, but it is what it is. Also, for the water signs, if you are a water sign, you are a Cancer, you are a Scorpio, and you are a Pisces. Okay. So for the water signs, this is a time for big adventures. This is also a time for you to have a little bit of confidence in the areas of how brave and divine you truly are. This is also a lot of sun energy. I do feel some masculine energy right now with the water element, with that area of masculine. It's okay to bring in that masculine energy. It's okay to tap into that ego at times. The higher self and the ego have conflict, right? We don't want to be living in our ego space all the time, babe. But we definitely want to know that we have confidence. We have structure. We have stability, and we have power. I see some new journeys coming on. I also see that area of new adventures coming on, but we have to have the confidence to step forward. We have to have that sun energy stepping forward. There could be definitely some time with some sun energy, masculine energy coming our way, possibly new relationships, possibly maybe some of us are dating a masculine energy, and go with it. Feel it. If you're enjoying it, go with it. So if that is a Aquarius, if that is a Libra, or if that is a Gemini, or maybe as a water sign, you might be centered around a fire sign like a Aries or a Leo. I do feel a lot of big Leo energy in this card, or even a Sagittarius, right? Bravery. We're going to want to allow ourselves to tap into that energy. So if we do have some masculine energy in our chart, look to see where it's at. Look to see where that fire element is, because I do feel a lot of sun energy with this reading. I also do feel that there's a time to move forward. So this is speaking as taking the next step. Taking the next step. We've already done the clearing. We've done the healing. Make intentions towards the next step. The goddess of devotion. So this is an area to remember that I'm a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. So we do want to stick around. Stick around to the area of commitment. We have to remember that Saturn is in retrograde, so maybe our responsibilities and our boundaries are feeling a little wishy-washy. That's okay. But if we have the area of commitment still, if we have the area of love still, we are going to make those big steps of continuing it out. So if you've been feeling like giving up, if you're a water sign and you've been feeling like giving up, if it's on a relationship, if it's on a career, if it's on personal goals, this is your reminder. Don't give up quite yet, girl. Don't give up quite yet, right? Don't give up quite yet. Not yet. And I know there's some males who listen to this podcast as well. So female, male, don't give up quite yet. Whatever those goals, those structures are, don't give up quite yet. Put a little bit more fight in it, honey. And if that fight doesn't feel worth fighting for after this round, then reflect, release, and move forward. But right now, understand that you're brave, courageous, you have structure, and you can continue to go. So a lot of sun energy in this chart. I think in a big Leo energy too. If anybody's dating a Leo, a Leo. if you're dating a Leo, let me know in the comments. I would be very fascinated with that. Okay. Ooh. For the earth signs. Let's talk about judgment. With this new moon in Cancer, if we're judging ourselves, if we're judging others, we need to let that shit go. We also have to remember that beautiful alignments come when we let it go, right? The fear of judgment might be hanging on to us. It might be living deep and hanging on to us. We're like, oh, I need to break away from this judgment. I need to break away. Most of the time, we are the biggest judgers ourselves. We are judging ourselves so much. When we think of judgment, we also think about that area of expression, of healing, letting go of what could be centered around the judgment. If somebody has been judging you, I'm going to tell you right now, fuck them. They don't matter. Okay, maybe they do matter. Maybe it's mom, dad, shit, I don't know. But if it feels right with you, allow yourself to move past the judgment, to move past it. Also, to allow yourself to live aligned. We are so fearful of what other people think about us. We are so fearful about what other people think about us, what they might think is our own internal backlash, right? Our own internal presence, what they might think. Fuck them. Remember, on the side of fear, with fear on the other side, lays freedom. Think about how can you truly allow yourself to be free from judgment. Judgment is something that happens. We judge. I admit I judge sometimes. I'm a judgy bitch. I'm judging her shoes. I'm judging her clothes. I could tell right now she's very, right? Sometimes I get centered around that judginess. I gotta say, stop it. That's your own disbeliefs. That's your own limiting beliefs coming back up and you're judging somebody else. The only person you need to judge or you need to evaluate is yourself. Also remember, what other people think about you is none of your fucking business. Let them think it. If it's their own shit going on. So let them think it. When we think about areas of letting the judgment go, we have to remember once we let that judgment go for the earth signs, if you are an earth sign, that means you're a Taurus, Capricorn, and you are a Virgo. Once we let that shit go, the goddess of abundance, the goddess of freedom, because what is abundance? Free. Expansion. Jupiter energy. Free. And when I think about Jupiter energy, I love Jupiter energy, but Jupiter energy has to have balance, right? We can't be all free. I can't be running around town without a bra all the time. Shit. Can't show up to work without a bra. They'll be like, dang, girl, where's your bra at? Would I like to? Sometimes, but you know, it is what it is, right? I can't go to work and look a hot ass mess, even though sometimes I do feel like, oh, God, hot mess, but I can't go to work and, you know, just make up my own rules. Sure. There's still some energy of responsibilities. So don't get too caught up on the freedom. Don't get too caught up, but we still have the right to make our own choices. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. It really is. Wealth is an inside job. It could come with areas of work and the external, but wealth is an inside job. Health is wealth. Fullness of the mind is wealth. So wealth is an inside job. Okay, next reading and the last reading is for the air signs. So if you are an air sign, you are a Aquarius, you are a Libra, or you are a Gemini. Okay, for the air signs, this is your moment to shine, girl. Or guy. Friends, this is your moment to shine. My magical mavens, my cosmic baddies, my ones who are centered on the being in tuned into the energetic alignment. The cosmos are speaking to you. This is your alignment. This is your time to shine. Create intentions towards the area of what is right for you. Allow others to be a part of it. Speak to your collective, if that's your family, if that's your friend circle, if that's your community, if you're centered around having a community. Speak to your collective. Speak to the ones that are around you. Speak to that energy that you are in your present state. You are in your era. You are in your, I don't know, there's so many freaking eras now. Soft girl era, villain era, aesthetic era, artistic era, whatever era you are in, own it. Speak to it. Love it. I also feel like for the air signs, this is a time that you're going to be stepping into your higher leader, that higher energy of movement, definitely that higher alignment with the enlight, with the energetic process of seeing it, moving it, feeling it, loving it. Allow it to move forward with you. Allow it to embrace with you. Enjoy it. Take it in. Own it. When I think about owning it, it's like that bad diva, that bad leader, that boss chica, that boss señorita, that boss who shows up no matter what, right? Who shows up no matter what for herself, for her family, for her friends. She shows up, she holds her head up high, and she continues to work. It's like Brittany, work, bitch. You know, it's just that energy of movement, of making it so aligned and embracing it. Embracing that energy, that summer energy. Love this summer. Love this summer. Take it in. Love the time that you're there, out with friends, out with relationships, out with families, out with, socialization, out with your collective, out with sharing, giving, moving. Allow it. Also, I want to say, in the essence of all Buddhas, I have the power to make each moment sacred. Everything is material for my liberation. What is liberation? Freedom, sovereignty. Everything that you are given is centered around your freedom, your area of being free in the mind, being free in the spirit, being free in the soul, and being free in the heart center. Allowing yourself to make these own collective processes, these own centers of thoughts that's right for you. Whatever it is, allowing yourself to move forward in that area of freedom. And it's funny that this card is on the 4th of July. Freedom, right? That energy of liberation, that energy of your own divine feminine or masculine process of creating an alignment that is right for you. Because on the side of fear, on the other side of fear lies freedom. And we are here to be free in the space of the mind the space of the soul, the space of the spirit. How we choose to get there is up to us, right? It's centered around our well-being, our center. If we want to practice with the church, if we want to practice yoga, if we want to practice clairvoyance, if we want to practice astrology, if we want to practice being a vegan, if we want to practice being a carnivore, if we want to practice being an activist, if we want to practice being a journalist, whatever it is that we want to practice, that we want through our creative space, is an energy that we should take in, that we should allow ourselves to live within. That is our own freedom. That is our own liberation. So I want to thank everybody for listening to this podcast. Please comment, like, and subscribe this podcast. And everybody have an amazing, amazing, amazing new moon in Cancer. Also, if you are here in America, honey, go ahead and have an amazing 4th of July. Y'all be safe out there. You hear? All right. Have a great day. Bye.